Hi there, this is Bruce from the Beckaki that you have been visiting for so long and leaving subpar artwork on for us to troll. Basically, you've probably seen my other video blogs before where I answer your questions, so I decided to make a special one just for you guys. So let's go on to the first question, shall we?
Balthamos asks, what came first, the Balfi or the egg?
My god, what a ridiculous question, I can't answer that. Instead, I'll show you this, and this should teach you a lesson. No, I'm sorry, that was a bit harsh. Looks like I can't answer every question I'm given. Unless, of course, that somehow did. And if it did, I'm glad I could help. Sorry, Belle. Next question.
Biggest Sonic fan asks, what is Becky like in real life, and how did you react to the first time you met her in person? Also, I'd like your opinion on this.
Hello. Now, Becky is a fantastic person to meet in real life. She's very kind and caring, and she's probably someone I consider a super close friend now, despite the fact I've only met her very few times in the past. But I can honestly say, just due to those very small instances where I met her, I've become quite close friends with her and hope to continue to be one in the future. So yeah, she's very nice, and if you ever get the chance to meet her, I would suggest doing so, because she's very nice, and so is everybody else down there with her, like Shelley and Lindsay and Aaron and all the other friends as well. Make me feel very welcome, and I feel like I'm part of their crew, which is good and lovely. I am Brody, buddy. Also, that picture, let's take a look at it again. It's a very intriguing picture, but hang on. What the fuck is that? Hang on, let's zoom into it. Dear God, you're twisted. I like that. Thanks for the question. Next.
CoSK1699 asks, why did you choose to have long hair XD?
Well, life is full of choices. You can choose what subjects you wish to take in school after a certain year. You can choose whether or not to buy that game you've been looking for so long. You can choose to pay that prostitute for oral sex, or just beat her up and rape her. But this wasn't a choice. This is just the end result of not bothering to go to the hairdresser. Or actually no, my main reason was because I just couldn't be bothered paying £20 every time I wanted my split ends taken off. We've got some sort of designer studio over there, and it's ridiculously priced. So 5 years on, this is the end result. I didn't choose to have this. Basically, I can choose to have it cut. But if it's £20 to get split ends taken off, I fucking dread how much it'll cost to get something this long taken off. If it's by the inch. Don't know. I'll never find out. If I ever get my hair cut, I think I'll do it myself. Be funny anyway. Make good television. Right, thanks for the question. Next!
Fizz asks, what you gonna do with all the junk in yo trunk?
Probably this. Sorry. Hope that answers your question. Next.
Grim asks, Bruce, if I came to your neck of the woods, can I crash on your couch? I don't need a pillow, I've got my board. Hyperzoomer asks, behold the next fad, and Asshole is awesome. Oh, okay, questions. Simply this, what are the actual personalities of some of your characters? I never seem to get a good grasp on any of their personality, except Kenda, who you stressed enough she's a dolt.
Character questions are always very, very good, and I appreciate them very much. But instead of droning on for ages about each character's personality, what I'm going to do is show you a picture of one character I've got, and in one word describe the personality. Ready, set, go!
Dolt, tasty, pessimist, gentleman, psychopath, sterile, and last but not least, arse candle.
Enlightening. Next question.
Maxwell Blackburn asks, do you like the popularity that is attached to your name now? Do you feel it's rather a blessing or a pain?
Ooh, popularity is a bit of a touchy subject, especially when you talk about it, because people are going to assume you're a stuck-up asshole. Me, that is, not you, don't worry. I do know that I've got a little bit of credibility because I draw a lot of Rouge stuff, and also certain other things, which I shouldn't really mention on YouTube. But at the same time, it's nice. It's nice to be recognised. It's nice to be praised. But at the same time, there are individuals who like to, I don't know, be a bit jealous or something. I try to brush that off, but for some reason I end up taking it to heart because I'm a big child in a hairy man's body, which is paedophilic in a way. Oh, okay. But there's pros and cons to being popular. One being that people can respect you if they're the right people, and there's people which respect you that are very nice. Pray that you respect them back in return. I usually do, because what goes around comes around, like a vicious circle of rape. And basically, if you're not liked by somebody, then you can try your best just to ignore them, or do what we do here and get everybody to fucking flame the shit into them until they cease and desist or they get banned or whatever. Basically, in short, I do and I don't. There are pros and cons to everything, so yeah, there's pros and cons to having a little bit of street cred, especially when it comes to drawing characters and stuff. Anyway, hope that answers your question, Max. Next.
SA2 asks, I guess I'll ask a question. Or rather, questions, XD, and LOL Freddy Face. Alright. Why do you like Kyogres?
Hello, Carrie. Well, to be honest, I'm not sure why I like Kyogre as such. I mean, I played Pokemon Sapphire, which is the game he was on the front of the box for. I got that ever since it was out in the US, which was a good 6 months before it came out in the UK. And when I saw him on the front of the box, I didn't actually think anything of him. I was like, oh, that's a new Pokemon. Interesting. And I even caught him and everything, and just to add to the Pokédex and all that crap. And I don't even know why I got really interested and decided to choose him as my favourite. I just like his design. I think I'm also gay for the colour blue, so which will explain why I like Sonic a lot. But Kyogre's a nice big shade of blue, and that's very nice. I also think it's because he's big enough to eat somebody, and for some reason that sort of stuff's right up my street. I don't know why. Kind of reminds me of the Pinocchio story in a way. Anyway, he is a nice Pokemon. I do like him. But just for those reasons, I think. I guess you can like something later on than earlier on, I guess. Like, for example, it took me years to like him. Anyway, hope that answers your question, babe. Thanks, next.
Shelly Wolf asks, Bruce, my good man, I offer you an almighty question of questions. Can you do the Freddy Face? Love, less than 3.
I totally saw this coming, by the way. You bugger. Can I do the Freddy Face? I don't know. Well, with the power of shit and jobby and piss, and also with the assistance of Photoshop, I'm pretty sure I can. Alright, you ready? You ready? Because you're only going to see this once, okay? Right, here it comes, here it comes. There you have it. Hope you enjoyed that, because that took ages to do. Next!
Urini asks, I has a question. Why are we so awesome, and can this awesomeness be contained, concentrated, and sold as juice?
Hello, no. Why are we so awesome? Well, it was written, of course, don't you remember? It was in the Bible, after the page that says, this is a work of fiction. Any resemblances to characters, both living or dead, is purely coincidental. But that page was taken out, and so was the one about you and me, so I can't explain why we're so awesome. Ugh, it's a dilemma. Our awesomeness can't be sold as juice. It can be made into it, but nobody will drink it because our awesomeness is so great that it's in a league of its own. And if you tried to drink our awesome juice, you would probably gag because it's likely to taste like Willer's Original encased in Grandad's creamy semen. So yeah, it's something that nobody else will understand, I'm afraid. Anyway, that was the last question. I hope you've all found this video enlightening, and I may do another one in future just for you guys. I'm Bruce, signing off.